What's going on, guys, and welcome to GM Week. Yes, GM Week. You are going to be seeing one Japan GM video from Monday to Sunday. 7 Japan videos are coming your way. I've been slacking a little bit. I've been really sick. I've been working a lot. I had a couple days off, and then I got this brutal sickness. I was in bed pretty much for 48 hours. I didn't eat anything. I lost 6 pounds. It was gross. I was not feeling good at all. But we're back here. I'm going to make it up to you guys by doing GM Week. We may make GM Week a future thing that we do every maybe once a month or something. But GM Week, we're kicking it off right now. Headed into year number 7. Yes, that's right, year 7. We're coming off of another second round exit, unfortunately. For the second year in a row, we got bounced in the second round. Now, I have some things to talk about, and I have some ideas going into next year. So right off the bat here, I want to discuss one thing, that being the elephant in the room, that being Joe Veleno. Now, Joe Veleno, buddy, let's just have a little chat here, alright? Your stats are good, you're looking to be okay, you're 22 years old. Not only a first round pick, but a first overall pick, alright? The first year that we were able to draft, we picked up Joe Veleno. Now, we missed out on some pretty big pieces here. We missed out on a player from Vancouver, and that player being Marcus Brodin, who's 87 overall. He was 89, but I guess he's dropped a little bit. He is a guy who's putting up numbers for Vancouver, 60 points, 20 goals. He's sick. He's a really good player for the Canucks, and we missed out on that, so that really sucks. Now, Joe Veleno, no matter what, you're playing in the NHL next year. Hopefully he has the Timothy Liljegren effect, where you play him and he gets really good. We played Timothy Liljegren, and I believe it was a 79 overall, very similar to the Joe Veleno situation, and he jumped up to 87 overall by the end of the year, and look at him now, one of the best, probably the best defenseman in the NHL, 91 overall there. So we're gonna have to re-sign him this year. We're gonna have to do all that good stuff. We're gonna hop into the draft, but I just want to let you know, Joe Veleno, that you are going to be playing in the NHL next year. So with Veleno playing in the NHL next year, this is what our team is potentially going to look like, but there's still some question marks. Our first line is going to be Sanford, Strome, Pierlini. Our second line is going to be Leon, Espo, Gunnarsson, Domi, or Jenner. Do we re-sign Jenner, or is he simply a rent-a-player? Now, our third line is going to be Petrell, Veleno, Gunnarsson / Domi. Our fourth line is pretty much set with Boma, Gagne, McGinn. Our defense is set as well with the Swedish connection, Hannafin, D'Angelo. Now, McGinnis is a player who's going to come up for next year. He's going to be mid-80s, and Petrovic there with Oleg and Stolars in the cage. So, with that being said, I'd like to strengthen up a few things on our team. We have to make a decision whether we are going to sign Boone Jenner, because he was a rent-a-player. He played pretty good for us, had a really good playoff as well, had 7 goals in the postseason, so that kind of makes me want to hang on to him, had 13 points in 14 games, but you look at Max Domi, who's been here forever, and he had 14 points in 14 games, so both those players were our best performers in the playoffs last year. So Petrell as well had 9 points, so really this is not making it easy for me at all. I think Leon Draisaitl is unfortunately going to be the odd man out. He's on $4 million for the next 3 years, had 7 points. I mean, he's not a bad player at all. I just think maybe having Jenner and Domi in a line with Esposito wouldn't be that bad. Then we can have Gunnarsson on our third line with Veleno and Petrell. Maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe we'll go ahead and trade Leon Draisaitl. Although I like him, I think I like him more in real life. He's one of my favorite players. Maybe that's why I traded for him. But he has been pretty good for us. It's not like he's been terrible. He's been pretty good. 56 points this year. I mean, he's produced. He's a great second second liner. You see, I don't really want to trade him. What if Domi sucks? What if Domi comes up and he's just not the player that that Leon Draisaitl is? Again, I like them both. We're gonna have to re-sign Max Domi, so one of these may be a sign-in trade. You also realize that Casey Cizikas doesn't have a place on this team, so he could be a player that could be moved. I really want to keep Sam Gagner, but I don't know if we have room for him, unfortunately. So let's go ahead here, start the draft. We'll worry about all this stuff later. We do not have a top pick this year, which is a nice change. We have the 25th overall selection, and we have 2 picks in the second round. So it looks like Edmonton, Montreal, and Vancouver all have the top 3 picks. All 3 Canadian teams. Not good for Canadian hockey. Detroit, Columbus rounding out your top 5. So let's see what Edmonton's going to do. They pick McCarty, who is a center playmaker, medium elite. Vancouver picks Ronaldo, who is a two-way defenseman, again, medium elite. Vancouver picks a high top 6. That's not bad. All right, I just kind of want to see the top 5. Ooh, wow, they got a medium elite power forward there in Detroit. And Columbus rounds out the top 5 with a low elite. Ooh, kind of risky. Let's see what Ottawa picked after that. A medium top 6. So looks like the top 5 was pretty much set there. And anything after that's going to be like a medium top 6 or maybe even a couple of low elites. So let's go ahead here and sim to the user pick. Let's sim to... Oh, whoa, hold on here. Hold on. You saw there that... where was it? That they picked Fukafuji. This guy could be from Japan. We should trade for him. Fukafuji was the 6th overall pick. Okay, and oh, see, he's a center though. We don't really need a center. Fukafuji, man, he's meant to play on this team. If he was anything else but a center, I'd go trade for him. That's kind of funny. But let's go ahead here and make our selection. 25th overall. Let's see what is available. Now, I wouldn't mind getting another forward. Our defense is pretty set. We have a ton of defensive prospects. Boss, that guy's got a cool name. Ethan Boss. He is a right-wing sniper, which we do need for the future, and I wouldn't mind him hanging out in the AHL for a little bit. We scouted him 3 times. Klassen is a low AHL bottom 6. I like the high top 9 though. It's between Irwin, McIntyre, or Boss. What's this McIntyre kid like? A right wing sniper as well. He's got the green in a lot of categories where Boss doesn't really have that. I like Boss's name, but McIntyre looks pretty good as well. Irwin, we don't really need another centerman. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the American here, Marty McIntyre. What a name, a right-wing sniper. Marty McIntyre, welcome to Japan. He is a low top 6. Oh god, that was probably a bad selection. Let's see what the Boss kid was like. That's a medium top 6. Oh no, Brookbank was a medium top 4. Oh boy, Boss was a medium top 6. So we made the wrong selection, guys. We screwed up McIntyre. He had a lot of green in his stats though. They were like high 80s too. Low top 6. That sucks, unfortunately. And Anaheim gets Boss. They get the Boss kid. And another medium top 4. Let's see if I can redeem myself here in the second round. We end up having 2 picks, the 30th overall selection and the 25th. So let's see if I can redeem myself a little bit. We picked a forward there. Maybe let's go with a defenseman here, and then our other pick will be a wild card pick. Matthias Hornquist is a 6'1", 203-pound two-way defenseman. We got Gustafsson here, Nicholas Gustafsson, a center playmaker, only 17 years old. Connolly is another left-wing sniper, and Watkins is a right-wing sniper. So none of these guys I've scouted except for this guy. I scouted him 3 times. I really don't need another centerman, and I think it's going to be another winger this time. We either got Watkins, who is a 18-year-old low AHL bottom 6, or another low AHL bottom 6 there in Colony. You know what? Let's see if there's any goalies available. Maybe we'll select a goaltender. Flynn is a medium AHL starter. You know what? Let's go with Flynn. We actually have another pick right after this. So a medium starter. That's pretty good for the second round. I'll take that with Flynn. That's great. Cizikas is a medium top 9. Watkins is a medium top 9. Anaheim picked that Hornquist guy who's a medium top 6. San Jose got Clifford at a medium top 6. And now we got to make our last selection in the draft. And who is it going to be? Let's pick let's pick a forward or a defenseman here. Just for fun, let's see here if there's any Japanese players or even Chinese. Maybe. Let's just have a look here. R-Ho. I don't know what flag that is, to be honest with you. Roger Ho. I don't know where he's from. I don't know what flag that is. That looks weird. I couldn't tell you. I don't know what flag that is. He's listed as a 4th rounder. Maybe if he's available in the 4th round, we can go ahead and think about picking him up. I don't want to waste a second on a 4th round pick though. Let's go with we got a high bottom 6 here. He's another centerman, but I don't know how to pronounce that guy's name at all. We scouted him 3 times. You know, let's go with him. Let's see how he turns out to be. He's a playmaker. He is a, what is he, all the way at the very end here, 30th overall. He is a medium top 9, so that's definitely not that bad. Just for fun, let's see what everyone else was. A medium 9, now we got a medium bottom 6, so I don't think we really messed up a whole lot there. Let's sim to our next pick. I don't even know if we have another pick, to be honest with you. We may be done, because I know we traded a lot to get Stolar. I think we traded like our 5th, our 6th, and our 7th, so unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to pick up that Roger Ho guy, so that kind of sucks, but I do want to look at that, at the guy from Ottawa. Yeah, you can see here we don't have another selection. Looks like Anaheim picked up Ovechkin, Alexander Ovechkin, a right-wing sniper. That's kind of funny. Let's go ahead here and get the re-sign stage done. Those are our 3 selections. We got McIntyre, who is a low top 6, I think, which isn't that great. Flynn, and we got that guy 60th overall. But I think Flynn is definitely the best selection in this draft for us. Let's go ahead here and have a look at the top 3 picks, all that good stuff. But also what I want to do is check the awards, and then we're going to get into the re-sign stage, and then we're probably going to call it an episode before we hop into the free agency period and all that stuff. So Timothy Liljegren had 82 points. Now, is that good enough for a Norris Trophy? You can see here the Stanley Cup went to the Buffalo Sabres, Presidents went to Washington, and San Jose. You can see there all that stuff. So Art Ross went to Aaron Ekblad. That's awesome, dude. Led the league in scoring. That's awesome. The Hart went to Braden Holtby. Okay, well, you know what? It's actually pretty fair. James Norris went to the man who won the Art Ross. I believe this is the first time since like the 70s. Now, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe the last defenseman to lead the league in scoring was actually Bobby Orr. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was the stat that I heard the other day, because Brent Burns is getting close to that. So I'm pretty sure I heard that, but wow, okay, Aaron Ekblad takes away the Norris from Timothy Liljegren. Lady Bing went to Tarasenko. Calder went to that Convoy kid. The Conn Smythe went to Risto. That's nice. A big defenseman there. Breaking the trend of a bunch of goaltenders winning the Conn Smythe. 4 straight. That's kind of nice. Vesna went to Holtby. William M. Jennings went to Holtby. Bill Masterton went to O'Gara. No idea who that guy is. Monahan won the Selke. The Lindsay went to Holtby. And the Rocket Richard went to Vladimir Tarasenko. Holtby took home some hardware, man. Holy. Let's go ahead, have a look at our selections, have a look at the re-sign stage, and then I'm going to do all that stuff off camera. We got to re-sign a lot of players. I'll let you know what we re-sign them for, all that good stuff. But we got some choices to make. What do we do with our current situation? We got to make some choices, and they may not be easy choices. They're going to be tough. But let's see here what we ended up getting in the draft. So we got that McIntyre, who's actually a 79 overall low top 6. That's not that bad. 79 overall right wing sniper. Ooh, okay, that's not bad at all. That's pretty interesting. Now, I saw the low top 6 and I kind of got discouraged, but 79 overall, that's not that bad at all. Miroslav, I don't even want to pronounce that guy's name, to be honest with you. He's 62 overall, medium top 9, and the goalie we drafted, let's see what he's looking like, a 57 overall medium starter. So so he's definitely a project. 57 overall. God, that's low. Wow. All right, Flynn, maybe I was wrong about you. I think McIntyre is actually our best pick here. So let's see who else had the top picks. I know Vancouver was in the top 3. They ended up selecting, God, I forget now. Who was it? It was this guy, Sonnenberg, who's a 60 overall, 17 years old. He was drafted 3rd overall, so kind of a risky pick there. Who had the 1st overall pick? I believe it was another Canadian team. I know Edmonton was up there. They drafted this McCarthy kid. He was the 1st overall pick, right? 80 overall out of the draft. That's not so bad with the medium elite. And I believe it was Montreal who had the other selection. Montreal selected Ronaldo, who is a definite project there. I think this draft was a little bit weak. McCarty could play in the NHL this year, 80 overall. Hopefully they don't rush him, but that seems to be the best selection so far. But I mean, our guy's not that bad either. 79 overall out of the draft. Just the low potential kind of sucks, but who knows? Maybe he could turn into something. I'm not gonna say he's not gonna be anything for us, but a low top 6 could be decent. 18 years old, 79 overall, not a bad selection. We got to re-sign a ton of players. We have $46 million in cap space. We got to re-sign our captain, potentially Boone Jenner, Zach Sanford, Strome, Domi, Petrell, a ton of guys. We also have to sign Oleg. Now I'm hoping Oleg becomes like 87 overall next year. We will see, but I'm gonna go ahead and get the re-sign stage done. So Timothy Liljegren wants $7.5 million for 3 years. Now I'd like to lock him up long term. How about I get him for 5 years at $8 million? How's that sound, Timothy? How does that sound? 23 years old, setting you up for 5 years. This is a big boy contract. I don't want 3 years, I want term. I want 5 years for you, Timothy. You're our captain. I want you here for your entire career. That's a pretty big contract. Now, I really don't know if we're gonna end up re-signing Boone Jenner at $7 million for 2 years. I'm definitely gonna have to think about that one. All right, so I made a couple of decisions here. I decided not to re-sign Boone Jenner. $7 million is a ton of money. I actually signed Noah Hannafin and not Petrovic because Petrovic, he was okay. Yes, a defensive defenseman, but I realized that Noah Hannafin is more suited for his role on the 3rd line pairing. So we're probably going to throw Hannafin on the 3rd line, but I'll talk about that in a few minutes. Casey Cizikas is back. Zach Sanford's back for a little over $5 million for 2 years. All these guys are back, which is nice. McGinnis, Petrell, Domi. Hopefully we see a offer accepted by our captain, Timothy Liljegren. A couple guys said no. There you go. Timothy Liljegren offer accepted. There you go. So I have to actually make a little bit of room. I have to go send some players to free agency that I'm not going to re-sign. Just some guys so I can sign some of my rookies, some of my players who are on UFAs right now. So let me go ahead and do that. And then we're going to see what the free agency has to offer. If I was to sign Boone Jenner for $7 million, it put myself in a cap position that I really don't want to be in. So you know what? I'm going to just release him right now. Boone Jenner, unfortunately, buddy, it's not going to work out. All right, here. So I signed a few more players and I let a few players go. We got Marty McIntyre, the 79 overall, 25th overall pick this year. I'm pretty happy about that. Ray Gov, he's now back, that goaltender, but unfortunately, we had to say goodbye to Boone Jenner. So I'm actually going to cut the video at the free agency period because I got to think about what the hell I'm going to do with this team and just all the players for the RFA here. But there's a lot to think about here. Leon Draisaitl, he's a guy I got to think about. I got to think about a lot of players here. Some people aren't happy that I didn't sign Alex Petrovic, but I have a plan for my defense. Please do not worry. I have a master plan. Who's available in free agency? Ristolainen, 93 overall. Oh my God. He's definitely a top 2 defenseman. Yeah, that's pretty sick, but there's no way we're going to be able to afford this guy coming off of a Stanley Cup. Rasmus Ristolainen, holy crap. 46 points last year, 55 points the year before that, 22 points in 27 games. He is a Conn Smythe winner. He's going to fetch a ton of money in free agency. So there's a ton of players available. Again, these are all UFAs, so there's a lot of guys available. That's That's a very, very deep free agency pool here. As for goaltenders, not that it really matters, but who's available in the goaltending department? Any big guy? Doesn't look like it. Jacob Markstrom is the only goaltender available. So I'm going to cut the video here. I'm going to come up with a plan, whether we're going to trade some players or sign some players. I'm really not too sure yet. We have 10 million bucks to work with, so I got to figure out a way that's going to make this work for myself, going to work for the cap. I'm going to have to crunch some numbers here, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Let me know who you think we should go with here. I have a couple ideas. I'm not going to spoil it for the next one, but yeah, I think I need to crunch some numbers and think about what's going to be the best option for our team. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.